Today, I'm going to be showing you a few new things to me on #NewToMe. This is hosted by Kimmie at Kimmie's Kitchen and More, and going to participate in the BookTube, #BookTube Thursday. This is hosted by Life with Patty and Daphne at My Mountain Home. And I know I've done this a long time, but I haven't done it as a book review. So I'm going to tell you about these books and talk to you about one president that's in there. It's getting closer to our time. You guys probably was alive when this president was there. We'll start with the #NewToMe. I just have a very few items, and these were from the thrift store. I just went in there and either everything was half price or 75% off, different prices. I spent $2 and something here. First off, I got this. You know, I keep thinking of my little great grandson. He's 2, in perfect condition, and it just needs a little ball that will stick there, and I think I can find that. You know, I love my baby dolls. Look at this cute little thing. I don't have so many of them for the little, and it says 99 cents. It was 50 cents. But look at that. Isn't that cute? That'd be cute on my Sarah doll. I think that'd fit her perfectly. And oh my goodness, won't Sammy look cute in this hat? Or even little Silas. This is a blue tag, and it was 79 cents. I can't remember. I should have kept these out. This was about a week ago. But you see, and this is a Gap hat, and it's a newborn. I just thought that was so cute. One more thing, and somebody might see this along the way. This is good fall fabric. I don't know how big the piece is. I'm saying it's a yard or more. And it says Forever Friends and the Owls. Isn't that cute? Harvest Forever Friends. I think that's all. And that's my new to me. And you know, I got this book at Dollar Tree. And we are on the 39th president. If you have not seen these and would be interested, I have a playlist set up for it. It's presidents. And I started one, and you can listen to each one of those. There are really so many things I didn't know about some of these presidents. Now, this is not like I'm supporting or not liking. This is me reading this. And some of these, I don't remember. You know, I didn't follow politics very much then. I do a little more now than I used to. And let's see, we're with, this time, Jimmy Carter. He was our 39th president, and he was born October 1st in 1924. He served from 1977 to 1981, and his vice president was Walter Mondale. Jimmy Carter faced the same economy, energy crisis, the bad one, that President Ford had faced. It wasn't unusual to see long lines of people at the gas station waiting to fill up. To help, Carter created the Department of Energy. He also created the Department of Education to improve schools. He worked to clean up the environment and set aside more land to be protected in national parks. He helped make peace with the country of Israel and Egypt. Since leaving the presidency, Carter has spent his time working for world peace around the world, building homes for people in need, and writing books. When Carter ran for president, the airplane he flew was named Peanut One. And then this right here. Did you know that before he was governor of Georgia, And then President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, was a peanut farmer. I'm going to have a lot of editing to do on that. It seemed like I was reading the sentence twice. Okay, now the glasses come out for this. Jimmy Earl Carter. Okay, we already established when he was born. And he was a down-to-earth individual, bringing moral convictions combined to propel Jimmy Carter to the nation's highest office. During much of his Plains, Georgia childhood, he lived without electricity or indoor plumbing. He was the first member of his devout Baptist family to finish high school. And then he went on an appointment to the U.S. Navy's Academy in Annapolis. His father died in 1953. Carter returned to Georgia to work in the family peanut business and eventually making it prosper. All the while, he remained a spoken critic on segregation. In a fiercely contested election in 1962, he gained a seat in the state Senate. During the primaries, his populist harping on honesty in government caught on. He won the nomination and went on to overtake a stalled Ford. When he became president, he largely dispensed with limousines, sold off the presidential yacht, and on occasion even carried his own bag. The president granted pardons to conscientious objectors who resisted the Vietnam draft. He made several televised energy addresses, folksily styled as fireside chats. He had a cardigan clad, and he appealed to the fellow Americans. He also spoke out with uncommon eloquence against human rights transgressions, though he did lift the travel bans on offending countries like Cuba and North Korea among them. There's a lot more here. You guys can be sure and read up on Jimmy Carter if you would like. The last I'm going to say on this one is, for Jimmy Carter, there has been a life of delicious vindication after the presidency. Indeed, he has become the most productive of our living presidents, a Nobel Peace Prize winning elder statesman, and on foreign affairs by every chief executive who followed him. Okay, that's Jimmy Carter. The main thing I think of him is peanuts. As a peanut farmer, and I remember he was always taught Sunday school in his Baptist church. Okay, now we're going to talk about, and here's another book review. This is from Carol at Crinkle Paz. You guys can go over and watch her. And thank you, Carol. This has been handy. And this is about Eleanor Rosalind Smith Carter. She was born in August 18, 1927 in Plains, Georgia. They had 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. Went to Georgia Southwestern College, Americus, Georgia. And she was 50 years old when at the inauguration. Rosalind Smith and Jimmy Carter knew each other almost their whole lives. They grew up in Plains, Georgia, and shared common values of hard work, church, and family. Rosalind was in college before she really noticed Jimmy, who was several years older than she was. A courtship began when Jimmy came on leave from Navy, and he and Rosalind were married the following year in 1946. 19-year-old Navy wife, Rosalind loved her new life. She'd never been very far away from home before, and her husband was often away. but she learned to run her household with ease. I just thinking this is so much different than some of our other presidents' wives and all. Some of them lived such a like a pampered life. This didn't sound too pampered at this point. Later, as their children were born, she was proud of how she managed her motherhood. When Jimmy left his Navy career and returned to Plains to take over the family business, Rosalind was apprehensive about going home and losing her independence. But soon she was managing the office of the Carter's wholesale peanut enterprise and knew more about the business than anyone in the family. When Jimmy was elected governor of Georgia, Rosalind cultivated new skills. She entertained important people, worked to improve the service for mentally retarded children, comfortable making speeches. By the time her husband ran for president, Rosalind was touring the country by herself, making speeches on his behalf for the campaign. In the White House, President and Mrs. Carter considered themselves equal partners. In many ways, Rosalind was similar to Eleanor Roosevelt. Rosalind discussed politics with her husband and reported back to him with any information that she gathered on her travels. She attended meetings and often acted as husband's ambassador. But unlike Eleanor Roosevelt, Rosalind preferred to remain an extension of her husband and didn't cultivate a public life on her own. She did have her own agenda. Rosalind encouraged her husband to appoint a commission on mental health, of which she became the honorary chairperson. She worked to improve the services of the elderly people, and she supported women's causes. She gave her husband a list of women that would qualify for offices in the government post. Before long, Rosalind put her energies back on the campaign trail and worked long and hard for her husband's re-election. After his 1980 defeat, Rosalind returned to Plains disappointed and determined to direct her energies to social causes. It wasn't long before the Carters were enjoying their retirement. Each wrote an autobiography, followed by a book they wrote together. The Carters still live in Georgia, and they continue to be social. Now, this book was written several years ago. My book review of these books, that's my new to me, of my new little pretties. I'll look forward to you guys coming back tomorrow. Please, if you haven't, give me a like, subscribe, comment, and share. I really love to hear from you. And I always try and comment back to you. I really do appreciate it. And I do talk to text, so sometimes it sounds like I'm garbled. Anyway, thank you. You guys, you're a blessing to me every day. I pray God blesses you. Don't forget, Jesus loves you. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow at #FridayHauls. Give somebody a smile today. They might just need it.